Good morning, Mrs. Torrey. This is a quick rundown on how to take a small data set and create a box plot out of it. What we have on this slide is an initial data set written in black of 14 values. From this data set, listed in order, we're able to find the median, and we find that in red with the average of the two middle numbers, since in a data set of an even number of values, there's no number in the middle, there's just the two middle numbers, which we average to find the median, 22.5. From that, we take the lower set, which is the numbers 9, 10, 10, 11, 13, 15, 21, treat those as their own data set, and find their median. So 11 is the number right in the middle of the lower half. That's called the lower quartile, sometimes called the lower submedian. It's really the median of the lower half. Similarly, in green, we have the median of the upper half. We simply consider the numbers 24, 24, 27, 33, 35, 37, and 42 as their own data set, find the number in the middle, which is 33, sometimes called the upper submedian. However, its technical name is the upper quartile, as is lower quartile for the number 11. Additionally, we have the maximum of this data set, 42, and the minimum, 9. We'll take the important numbers to create our box plot. We'll see those on the next slide. Here we have all the numbers we need to create our box plot. The minimum, maximum, median, lower, and upper quartiles. Now we start our box plot with a number line here, and since number lines are infinite, we only need the portion of the number line that our data set surrounds. So our data set goes from 9 to 42. So let's index our number line perhaps from 0 to 50. And then do your best to make it neat. 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. That looks pretty good. It's a little off on the right, but you get the point. I start my box plots with the median, the lower quartile, and the upper quartile. I take my median, 22.5, which is right about here, and I make a line like that. Then I take my lower quartile, which is at 11, approximately here, and I make a line, and my upper quartile at 33 here, and I make a line. From these three lines, then I create what we all call the rectangle. And that's my rectangle. This line here represents the upper quartile, and you can see that it corresponds to a value of 33. And the more accurate you are with your number line, the more accurate your box plot will be. This corresponds to the median, like the main median of the overall data set, and that corresponds to 22.5. And of course, the left edge of the box is the lower quartile, and that corresponds to our value of 11. All right, now we're going to take a look at whiskers, which are extensions that come off the box, and they go to the maximum and the minimum. The maximum being 42, we'll simply put a line right here, and the lower being 9, we'll put a value right here. And then just whisker it all the way to that value, and you can increase your line a little bit, make it a little more noticeable, and we got that. And that is it. Happy face? You're looking at a box plot. What it allows you to do is it allows you to look at how evenly dispersed the values are. So the length of the whisker on the right side tells you that there's some extreme leaning to the right. That's fine. That's what the box plot's job is to allow you to see that visually without any analysis. Lastly, if you have super extreme values called outliers, they're represented by dots here, here, perhaps here. If they exist in your data set, they would be out here. Okay, let's get rid of those. And lastly, let's calculate the interquartile range. The interquartile range, abbreviated IQR. The IQR in this example is simply 33 minus 11, and that's 22. 22 is not a data value. It is the width of the box. And what that width tells you is it tells you how far out, what the spread is of the middle 50% of data. So if you look carefully at a box and whisker plot, you'll notice that 25% of the values are in this interval, 25% are in that interval, 25% there, and 25% there, hence the core quart. All right, I hope that was good. Good luck with today's lesson.